You know what I learned today thanks to someone messaging me? That there's a thing called sexual abuse and molestation insurance, otherwise known as SAM insurance. And oh, the words I worded when I heard about it. Now, I had zero knowledge of it, so I looked up information to see what it was about. So, what is SAM insurance? In its best light, it covers organizations when an individual who works for them is accused of sexual abuse. For instance, if you own a long term care facility and one of your nurses abuses someone, the insurance will pay for any civil litigation against the facility that arises from said abuse. And it doesn't pay for the abuser's cost, but the wording is that it has to be intentional abuse. Well, what the hell is accidental abuse? The insurance also won't cover anything if there are criminal charges. However, it can also cover allegations of negligent hiring, supervision, training, or failure to report or investigate suspected abuse or misconduct. So, if you hire someone but don't perform a background check on them, you can be let off the hook should that person turn out to be an abuser, and no worries about reporting or looking into allegations of suspected abuse because your insurance could cover that too. I am just completely at a loss why any organization should be able to get by with failing to investigate claims of sexual assault. What kind of atmosphere does that create when the supervisors know that if someone comes to them with an allegation of abuse by one of their employees, they don't have to really pay attention to the claim because, hey, that's what insurance is for, right? So while SAM insurance might have originated to protect organizations, the way that it's being marketed is just gross. A lot of the companies that provide SAM insurance mention that organizations that might need it are those that work with children and the vulnerable. And the fact that it's even necessary is more proof that we have an epidemic of child sexual abuse in this country. And sadly, it's been there since its inception, but survivors are speaking up about it more, and states are finally getting rid of the statute of limitations on abuse that happened in childhood. The insurance companies that I looked at didn't really word things to make it look like those are positives either. They frame it as an impetus to get their insurance because how dare survivors finally have the ability to speak out against their abusers? On CMR Risk and Insurance Services website, they have a blog post about SAM insurance, and it starts with this quote, organizations working closely with vulnerable individuals, including children and seniors, face heightened exposure to allegations of sexual abuse or misconduct. Public and regulatory scrutiny has intensified in recent years, with greater emphasis on how organizations prevent, respond to, and are held accountable for such claims. Moreover, statutes of limitations in several states have been expanded to allow victims to file claims for incidents that occurred many years ago. Even a single sexual abuse, molestation, or misconduct allegation can result in costly litigation, reputational damage, and long term operational disruption, even if later found to be groundless. End quote. And that first sentence tells me so much. Could it be that the vulnerable individuals are the ones who are being sexually abused the most? Maybe that's why there's more allegations. And about that, even if later found to be groundless. Of all claims of sexual abuse, only 2 to 8% of them are proven to be false, which is about the same percentage range for all crimes that are falsely reported. Another provider, Professional Program Insurance Broker, has this selling point on their website. Quote, if your business works with children or vulnerable individuals, you need this coverage. Think of it like sunscreen. You don't realize how badly you need it until it's too late. End quote. Think of it like sunscreen. That's their marketing. Being accused of sexually abusing a vulnerable person or a child is like getting a sunburn. I think that if an organization wants SAM insurance, they should be required to complete a list of policies and practices that could mitigate the risk of sexual abuse happening. It is absolutely heartbreaking that we are to the point where instead of protecting the children before anything happens to them, we're protecting the organizations where the abuse happened. Parents, please make sure that your children know that they can tell you anytime anyone makes them feel uncomfortable, whether it's through physical touch or words or just someone's presence. Let them know that it doesn't matter who it is, that you'll believe them and that they won't be in trouble, and you will do what is necessary to keep them safe.